welcome back to another wonderful session of Retro Wars. Today we're doing another retro reviewing, but my name is Justin VA, or aka Bardock of the Elite Fighters, and with me is my two faithful comrade-at-arms of retro reviewing. Say hello, you two.
Hello everyone, it's your favorite crosshair fanatic here at the wild card of the Retro Wars, and the editor and all that good stuff. You know who I am. And yeah, I'm happy to be here today, as always.
What's up, peeps? This is your sarcastic bastard of a researcher, Hazard Chaos. And apparently, thanks to certain people who shall not be named, I'm apparently known as a mad scientist now. Fuck you.
We still haven't found his Frankenstein lab, but we're working on it.
Fuck off.
Right. Anywho, today we're going to be doing a review, but for those who are just popping in, I like always to do this. For those who don't know what we do, we basically sit down together, basically binge watch all the episodes on season for a TV show we plan to review, talk about it, gather notes, and help out Hazard here, and basically review it and record it for you guys. While Crossy does the crazy editing, brings up the notes, and we just bring in all the humor all together.
Pretty much. We just do our usual thing.
Pretty much. But now, before I get into saying what this episode is about, for the show you're about to see, even though it's probably in the thumbnail and title and all that, but I digress. This show is not meant for kids at all.
Considering what show it is, yeah.
And no, I don't mean just foul language. This show goes off the scales aside from bad language. It has blood and gore, guts, and nudity, and so much more I could barely count.
Play it mildly.
So that's the best I could put it, because if any scenes you see Crossy put in the corner or just above or take the whole screen itself, you'll probably see some censorship here and there, and you'll understand why. But today we'll be reviewing Spawn the Animated Series.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah. Now, few things before we get started. So, you may be wondering why, of all the shows to review, why review this one? Well, aside from the usual answer Hazard might say, go fuck yourself, that's why. Here's a few legitimate reasons. One, this show actually came around like, 1990s or so?
1997 to 99, yes.
Yeah, see, so it's passable for a retro review. Ding. But there's a few other things. These two actually haven't seen it, so I decided it should be best if we watch it review this. And it brings back some nostalgia for my old taste of blood.
And totally has nothing to do with the fact that the Spawn's coming out as DLC for MK11 soon.
Oh my god, he's so goddamn cool!
Well, that too, yeah. On March 17th, Spawn is going to be coming out. I'm sure Crossy will edit up a picture or a clip of him showing them, but Spawn's going to be coming out on March 17th, and from MK11 is free as a DLC. And lucky for me, I have Combat Pass, so I get the early access. Yee!
My point exactly.
But honestly, it's for pure nostalgia, if anything. But yeah, like I said, for those who know Spawn, like read the comics and stuff, or watch the series themselves, you know what it's in for. And also, if you're going to say, what about the movie? No. We could review that, but it doesn't really do the Spawn justice, because it's PG-13, and Spawn's supposed to be a rated R film, in my opinion.
Put it this way, people. Spawn, in actuality, is more gruesome. Is about just as, if not more gruesome than Deadpool's story can get.
But yeah, I digress. Anyway, Hazard, go ahead and tell us what Spawn is about and all things about the show.
Okay, so basically, Spawn is about an ex-Marine named Al Simmons, who basically was an assassin for hire, so to speak. And of course, he was also a government assassin for the Black Ops. For Black Ops, basically, as a commando. Unfortunately, well, because of the fact that he was an assassin, he eventually got backstabbed and literally burned alive and sent to hell.
Yep.
And it gets better. It gets better. Trust me, not really. Basically.
Oh, tell her what happens next, Hazard.
He meets an overlord of hell known as Malbolgia, who, to be blunt, is a complete dick. He basically was given a promise to essentially come back from beyond the grave to see his wife Wanda again. Unfortunately for Al, he had a little complication.
Yeah, let's just say there was a little fine print to that contract. Malbolgia did hold up his end of the bargain, but
no, he did, just not the way it was originally intended.
Yeah, like I said, the fine print, because Malbolgia did do his thing, is what I was saying. It's just, well, the way how long it took for Al to be revived took 5 to 7 years.
5 years, but yeah.
5 years exactly, when you know the world's gonna change over those 5 years.
Oh yeah. And worse, it wasn't even his original body he was revived in. It was basically a, end quote, maggot infested and basically just decayed to all hell and back body at that.
Basically, next to crispy burnt zombie man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who lost all of his humanity. So, yeah, and if you wonder, did he get to see his wife? He did! He did! Just not the way he wanted.
When he came back, well, poor Spawn found out the hard way that Wanda had basically moved on, married a close friend of his, had a kid with him too.
Yeah.
Something that pretty much broke him.
And Spawn's just been in suffering ever since. But, yeah, so, but as for Spawn, what he does nowadays, he's been living in the alleys with some hobos.
Protecting them whenever he deems it necessary.
Yeah.
Because, unfortunately, there were hobos and bums and whatnot getting slaughtered on the daily.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you. The person who hired to kill Spawn was Al's former boss, Jason Wynn, one of the many main antagonists of this whole scenario series. Actually has a lot of power throughout the 5 years Al was gone, surprisingly. And here's the thing. Lots of crimes and shit has gone through the roof. If you ever seen the movie The Purge, it's almost like that, but yeesh.
Oh, yeah. In
Because
fact, it says here, Wynn is basically a power broker of the CIA and basically moonlighting as a black market arms dealer, among other things.
So you may be asking, what kind of crimes do you expect to see? Well, let's see. We got dirty cops, racist killers, pedophile ice cream man, and a short-tempered clown who's supposed to watch over Spawn and kill things. And not only that, the mafia and the triad and all that typical stuff.
Oh, and let's not forget satanic cultists, too.
Oh, how can I forget? The satanic cultists that sold drugs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And there's a reason why Wynn basically had Al murdered, by the way. It was because of the disagreement the two of them had.
Yeah, funny enough, Violator played a little messenger boy of saying how Spawn's, or Al, because here's the thing, when Al died, he became that thing called Spawn, when he was resurrected. But here's the thing, before he died, let's just say Malbolgia took notice of Al's remarkable killing standards and shit, and kill count in a way, that he wanted him for his own army and shit. And Malbolgia had delivered to the power through Violator, who gave the message to Jason Wynn, and bada bing, you know the rest.
Basically put, Violator is basically a little demon shit stain that is meant to, try and prod Spawn into becoming a psychotic killer like the rest of the Hell Spawns have been over the years.
Pretty much, but Violator's not a very
all Violator ends up doing is pissing Spawn off.
Which it pissed you off a lot too, along with Crossy, to be fair.
To be fair, I think it's one of those things where Violator could piss anyone off.
Yeah,
little shit just wouldn't go away.
But sad to say, you can't really mess with Violator, because he may look less threatening in that form and just somebody could kick around like Diabito from Family Guy. No. he's actually dangerous when he transforms into his real form.
Oh, yeah.
He even gave Spawn a run for his money. So, he's not one to mess with unless you're very prepared for what you're going to deal with.
Other characters include the likes of Cagliostro, who's a former Hellspawn and was, well, let's just say his backstory is very interesting to say the least. And he's been trying to essentially reform at least one or two Hellspawns throughout history. The guy's a hell of a lot older than he looks, trust me.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm sure he's lived a long life and stuff, and he's been even trying to train Al just to get the right way, but
he's trying to basically help Al learn how to use his power, and at the same time, essentially try and take control of his own destiny, so to speak, because apparently Spawn is destined to lead Hell's army.
Yeah, here's the thing. But when Malbosia recruited Spawn, here was the deal. If he wanted to see Wanda again, Malbosia wanted Spawn to lead his army to Heaven's Gates and take over Heaven.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And if anyone's ever read the comics, well, it's only best y'all either look into what the comics say about the matter, or, like, there's only so much info we can honestly give you without spoiling too much, to be honest.
Pretty much. The best we can do is talk about the characters and our opinions and all that.
But yeah,
like,
we're sticking to just this series. And side note, guys, there was supposed to be a sequel series to the one we just basically got through, but it's been on an indefinite hiatus for the last 20-some-odd years. We're trying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and you just reminded me. Funny enough, this series was actually very short because it had 3 seasons, 6 episodes each. 3 sixes.
3 sixes. I wonder why. Very clever. Very clever. Please, make another bad joke like that.
I'm pretty sure Violator will beat you to that pun, sir.
Fuck out of here with Violator.
There's a lot of characters to go with. Some have important plot purposes, some are just there. For example, like, we know Al Simmons, or Spawn in this case. We know like Malbosia, Cagliostro, those two, Violator, and the other people like Jason Wynn, Al's former wife, Wanda Blake, and the kid Cyan. And
let's not forget Terry Fitzgerald, who happens to be the father of Cyan and the current husband of Wanda.
Yeah, and the 2 cops that you'll see a lot throughout the series, Sam and Twitch.
And needless to say, when it comes to the cops, do not underestimate them. They're actually some of them are actually very noteworthy, to say the least. Yeah, don't judge a book by its cover, people. Just because of how they look, don't really judge them, because, trust me, first appearances can be deceiving. Pretty much. And I guess the best one last I can really mention is Jade, the former Angel of Bounty Hunter. Yes, Heaven has bounty hunters that are meant to hunt Hellspawn, apparently. But yeah. There's a whole clusterfuck behind that one.
Yeah, lots of plot, lots of things to work with, and I'm the only Spawn expert in this group because I have a freaking accordion folder in alphabetical, and if you look in the S section, you'll see a lot of Spawn comics.
Good grief.
But yeah,
This is why he's the leader for a reason, guys.
Yeah, my knowledge kind of helps me grow up with this kind of stuff when it comes to this show.
I've watched a lot of shows in my time, but Spawn sadly was not one of them because, in my case, I didn't have the benefit of watching HBO when I was a kid, so this is something that's new for me.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah, let's just say this series was an eye-opener for both when I had them watch it with me.
It was honestly entertaining. Like, very entertaining.
For a show that run from the 1995 to 1997, right?
97 to 99, but yeah.
Right. 2 years to be exact. But either way, for a show that ran on 2 years, it was amazing, phenomenal, honestly.
In fact, it was, if I remember correctly from what it said when it came to Spawn, the animated series, like in terms of popularity, it was considered one of the best animated shows of its time, basically.
Yes.
And essentially, what it says here from my notes, it was actually on IGN's list of greatest comic book cartoons of all time in 5th place.
Mm-hmm.
And it was ranked in the top 25 most of primetime animated series of all time. So, despite the fact that it was technically on HBO and not many people actually got to see it for obvious reasons, because you know how HBO is, this tells you something. You know you did something right if you achieved in the top 25 animated shows of all time, despite the limited audience that this show got. That should tell you something. In fact, a footnote from this also states that one of the producers specifically stated in an interview that the Spawn in the animated series was a personal triumph, and that very rarely do artists get the opportunity to have as much uncensored creative freedom as I did on HBO and Spawn. This was literally his quote, for the record.
Pretty much. But I guess we without further delay, we could talk some stuff about the show. What we thought. Now I guess we could talk about what we think about the show. Or actually, no, wait. We talked about our favorite characters. So, Hazard, do you want to break it down?
I have 3 favorites. I will list them off right now.
Alright.
Definitely one of my favorites has to be Spawn himself, for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a badass. Like you can see the sheer character development within him as time goes on, where you can tell that he still has some humanity in him, despite all that's happened. Even if he denies the fact that he has a humanity, that he lost humanity, he's slowly getting it back. If you look over time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, again, it's that constant internal struggle of what kind of person he is at the end of the day. Second one has to be, and this is probably out of left field, but the cop Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
He is the literal definition of appearances can be deceiving. He may not look like much, but this is not a dude you want to mess with, if you think about it. He is damn good at his job, and he always does what's right at the end of the day. And I respect that.
Pretty much.
And the third one has to be, and this was a toss-up to be honest, because there was Jade, and then there was Wanda. And here's why.
Okay.
In the case of Jade, she proved to be an invaluable, she has the potential to be a very valuable ally, and at the same time one of the most vicious enemies you could deal with.
Mm-hmm.
In the case of Wanda, she basically proved that when push comes to shove, she's not afraid to, step up to protect what's hers. And again, you can't help but respect that.
No, I agree with you fully. Especially
that one scene where she just backhanded a prostitute. God damn.
Didn't you say that was a pimp slap a Slickback would approve of?
Yes. All right.
But Crossy, what about you? Favorite characters?
Oh shit! I think you already know.
But tell the audience.
Tell the audience, woman. Damn.
Well, I would have to say Spawn and Jade.
That's no
because. Well, I freaking ship them. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Is there anything else you actually liked about them?
They kicked ass.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'll let you off on that one because that's actually true.
And if you're wondering how much is she shippers them, she'll probably edit a clip of them kissing right?
Why did you save my life?
You're not like the other Hellspawns. There is something good inside you. It's okay.
Don't freaking.
You know what's true? You're gonna edit that shit in regardless.
We know you, Frosty. You would.
Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse my inner rage as my staff closely hits their kneecaps.
You put that staff near my kneecaps, and it's getting chopped to bits by the lightsaber I have on me right now.
Break it up, you two. Anyway, aside from these two chucklefucks saying I'm like this guy, especially Crossy during the review and how Hazard says I'm like him, my favorite character goes to Spawn, honestly.
That was painfully obvious.
Every characteristic he does kind of reminds me of you.
That
He's okay. I hate to say this, but she's not wrong.
it too, Hazard, it too.
To be fair, Justin. To be fair, let's be real here. When push comes to shove, if someone fucks with those you care about, you will not stop until you get the just dessert. Let's be honest.
Fine, I'll give you both brownie points on that part.
You
But,
fight tooth and nail for those you care about. Let's be real. Something Spawn does pretty much a lot when push comes to shove.
Fair enough, fair point. But anywho, as for aside from Spawn's personality and how his moves and skills, there's a lot of things I love about the show it showed us. Like, I love the other characters as well, and that's the character development itself and the character.
Yep.
Like, when you get
the
to know
sheer
about more,
the sheer dynamics of each character, it's never
you
like
get
what's the word I'm looking for? It's never like a fixed personality. You see them change as people as time goes on. Well, for most of them.
it's truly never a dull moment when you learn more about the characters every episode. Like, when you start with watching this thing, you see Spawn's personality increase more dynamically than every second. Especially for that example, how he even said to Cagliostro while repeatedly stabbing himself with a wooden spike, how he wanted to die, but he couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Acting 101, people. But yeah, he just had enough on that. And if anything, Spawn, I feel like, is not just of a great character development as well. He's just got some more potential, and not only that, I feel like there's more to him that I like, and I can agree with. Not only that, the other characters are amazing, like Cagliostro and Jade and all them. Hell, even Sam and Twitch are good. Hell, even Jason had some potential a bit, in a way.
Yeah, fuck Jason Wynn.
Yeah. But yeah, Spawns definitely goes to the favorite characters and things like that. Not trying to be biased or anything, I'm just being legitimately honest.
You're not wrong, though. I mean, holy shit.
From a man who was a mercenary and special ops and marine force and everything like that, gone to a hellspawn demon who's living his life in the alleys, living in eternal torment, it shows a lot of character.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you look at his backstory and how basically his past impacted others, both his current current self and his past self, how his actions impacted others in the most fucked up ways possible.
But sadly, this might be a difficult one. But here comes the hard part of characters we dislike in the series.
Ugh.
Oh boy! Where do we fucking start?
Well, I guess since you're so optimistic, you want to start us off, Crossy, on who you hated the most?
I think you fucking know. I don't have to fucking say it.
Well, you gotta tell the audience, though.
Again, audience.
So, if anything, I think if you can't say it, I think I know I can agree for both of us, for all three of us who are the people. The two characters, honestly, I'll say it for all of us. Honestly, I think we can all agree. It's not just one character we hate, but two characters we hate in general. Jason Wynn and Violator.
Fuck them both.
Mostly the second one.
Okay, so let's go down.
Somebody mount Violator's head on a pike, please. That would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, lucky for you. That's actually an intro on Mortal Kombat 11 for Spawn. Anywho, let's get down to the characteristics why we hate them. Let's see. We'll go with Jason Wynn since it's easier and simpler. Jason Wynn is he's in a way he's kind of a good villain, though a very hateful one. with all the power he has, even some control over the government, mind you, by the way.
Where he blackmailed a senator into basically running for the White House just so he could get control of the presidential office.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of power to pull that shit off, mind you. And not only that, he has control over the police force, so a lot of dirty fucking cops out there.
Also
And
has a lot of people in a lot of places within the military altogether, along with organizations like the FBI and CIA and the NSA, which already makes him a very dangerous son of a bitch to deal with, period.
So if you're gonna come after him, you're gonna have to deal with his whole fucking army, and you're gonna need more than just a Spawn to help you on that one.
Yep.
Even
That's Spawn can't take all of them. That's the sad part.
Nope, he struggled sometimes, admittedly, yes, but even he'll know. Hell, he even broke into fucking Jason Wynn's armory just to get some heavy weaponry to help him out.
This is true.
And it's funny just to see the reaction. But yeah, Jason Wynn is like Geese Howard, but times worse when it comes to most power. Geese Howard didn't even have this much power in the Fatal Fury movies.
Nope.
And that's saying something.
I can't believe I'm even saying this, to be fair, but Geese Howard actually had more balls and more honor than Jason Wynn did. And y'all know how I feel about Geese Howard if you saw the Fatal Fury reviews.
The thing is, Jason Wynn doesn't really care if his hands get dirty or not, but he just likes to do it in the comfort of his own chair.
He's a dick, to put it bluntly. And
Speaking of dick,
let me put it this way. He was not above basically trying to both seduce and essentially blackmail a close friend's wife just to basically, just to essentially have either captured and either tortured or killed one of his own employees who basically caught on to the fact that he was basically a secret arms dealer.
Pretty much. So yeah, he's not afraid to do whatever it needs to be done. If he wants to do it, he'll get it done correctly in his way. But now comes the hard part, the one that these two and I hate mostly the most, but there's a lot of fans who actually like this character, surprisingly, and I don't blame them. Violator.
Fuck that little goddamn demonic clown.
Alright, I'll speak for mostly the majority of this. For those who are wondering why Violator is even there, he's actually was sent by Malvosia to watch over Spawn to make sure he does his job correctly. Because here's the thing. If Spawn kills people, and they're going to be sent to fucking hell and just be increased from Malvosia's army, which Malvosia wants, by the way. And here's the thing. When Violator does his job, he does it fucking insultingly. He badmouths him, he triggers him, he pushes him to a limit. He even fucking sexually talked about his wife by looking at a picture of her and saying baby's got back while looking at the picture while his other hand is down his fucking pants. And Spawn even threatened him, saying he's about 2 seconds of wearing a smile around his that smile around his ass, regardless.
Yeah.
The thing is, Violator, not only is Violator a fucking pain in the ass just to deal with in that...
His name says a lot.
He is a Violator, yes. Hell, he even has brothers, believe it or not, that are like him. Yeah, we don't see them much. But the good news is they all hate each other, surprisingly.
I wonder why.
Because they all want to be Malvosia's little favorite Hellspawn.
Of course.
Anyway, but as I said, what makes Violator not just a pain in the ass in that human form of his, is that monstrous form that can actually kill you without even taking a fucking blink. Because that man when Spawn shot that fucker, he took on those bullets. It looked like it did damage, but he took them on and just basically kicked Spawn's ass. He ain't afraid to kill either. If he wants to do something, he'll do it right. Oh, and by the way, his eating habits are fucking disgusting.
I'm not gonna freaking show it, cause.
Nope. You don't need to. I can tell you. his eating habits are disgusting and beyond a human. They're not even like normal fat people levels. He eats things that have fucking creatures at him. Hell, he even threw a kitten once, by the way. And he eats things. Like one time, he even ate some food that would have maggots on it. Maggots! Live maggots!
And he just said, I hate anchovies.
Yeah, he hated, he picked up a opened a pizza box, picked up a slice of pizza, threw off the anchovy, and ate it, and said, it tastes so good I could kick some puppies.
Yeah.
Live maggots. Even though that was a scene from the Spawn movie, regardless, his eating habits are disgusting beyond human belief.
Yeah, and I thought Coop had disgusting eating habits.
No!
Yeah. But even Spawn has... But even though Spawn... But, not Spawn. Even Coop knows his limits on what to eat.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing. But yeah, but these are the two people we hate, to be honest with you.
Yeah. We all can't stand Win or Violator because they're both assholes. Moving on before I throw up from Violator's mentioning.
Violator 1, Spawny Boy 0. Anyway, though, just be warned, this is our opinion of the character. I'm fine with Violator, these two despise him, and there are some Violator fans out there, believe it or not.
I'll give Violator points for being one hell of an annoying ass villain. But I'll also detract points because of his very existence.
Yeah, I had a feeling when we were going to review this, you were going to hate him the most out of all of them.
Can't you blame me?
No, I can't. I'm just not surprised. It's just funny.
If it were up to me, I would have had his limbs cut off. Slowly and painfully in a mad scientist lab.
Oh, you do have a mad scientist lab.
I said if I... Oh, you
Anywho. I guess we could talk about our favorite scenes in the series. So,
wait. To be fair, don't we have other favorite characters we also dislike besides those two fuck munches?
Well, yes and no. Here's the thing about the dislikable characters. They don't really play importance to the parts because they usually appear only once in an episode because they either don't be shown up again or they're either killed by Spawn or Violator. For example, Billy Kane, the pedophilic ice cream man.
That name says a lot.
Yeah, he's actually a pedophile because he actually kidnapped Cyan for one of the episodes. And Spawn was going to kill him, but he didn't do it. He just rescued the little girl. And then Violator came down and shot him with a pistol.
I'm not gonna lie, the police chief was the one who pissed me off.
Yes, because here's the thing, the police chief is under Jason Wynn's dirty little thumb. Or as Sam called him, frickin' Jason Wynn's bitch.
Oh god!
Good lord.
Why?
And, yeah, even the chief, hell, when Twitch got too close to figuring out who was behind the Alley murders and shit, and the whole thing about figuring out who Spawn was and stuff, Jason Wynn basically told the chief of police to shoot him. And surprisingly, Sam survived with a small case of amnesia.
Yep, thankfully.
He slowly gained his memories back in the end, and Sam and Twitch were actually caught on to him. But instead of turning him in, they gave him a choice either with one bullet, either to turn himself in or just to shoot himself, whichever.
It's better
works.
you watch for yourselves, not just go off of what we say on it. No amount of talking about it would really justify that scene perfectly.
Yeah. Though, like as I said, it got ruined a few seconds after when Violator showed up again.
Moving on.
But yeah, like I said, we could talk about more characters we dislike, but like I said, they're only like one-offs if you think about them, because they either get killed, beaten, or something like that, like the racist Nazi KKK dude and stuff, the freaking Antichrist cult people, the cops who abuse homeless people, the freaking Fat Tony as goons, overkill. You can talk about them all.
Yeah.
But you can't really say you dislike them because you don't know much about them like they did with the other characters.
True. A lot of them were basically one-offs.
Yeah, if you want to dislike the character, yeah, you could, but you gotta give me something to work with, not just for him being in him or her being in one episode.
Yeah, this is true.
Anyway, but next week, anyway, back on track. Let's talk about our favorite scenes.
Oh, that's a toughie.
There's a lot of good scenes from it because and again, warning, it's very bloody and gory and nudity, so
Yeah.
just in case any of these
Very
scenes get showed up in this one. So if any of these scenes get showed up, I don't want the blood and gore censored, fuck that, I don't care about that. But if the boobs show up, that's getting censored, fuck that.
Yeah,
we
needless
do,
to say,
please.
guys, like, we warned y'all ahead of time, so you have no one to blame but yourselves if you have a problem with any of the stuff we just mentioned. And you decide to watch it.
I said in the beginning, this wasn't for kids.
Hell no. Hell, I
And
don't think much of the stuff we actually reviewed so far was actually for kids in the first place.
Yeah, but these are the things kids would watch, not this one.
True.
This is going off the something kids should watch radar.
Didn't we say the same thing about Code Monkeys, to be fair?
Well, yes and no. We mostly said it was almost like South Park, but a little calmer.
Yeah, true. Well,
This one picked. But yeah, who wants to go first on favorite scene?
That's a tough call because there were two favorite scenes that really struck out to me. Like, on the one hand, like on the one hand, where Wanda had to save Terry from, Win.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, a pimp slap, that backhand she did, would have made a pimp named Slickback proud.
And the other?
The other one, had to be the one where, what was it? And this one was more heartwarming and sad than anything. The scene where, Cyan basically was rescued by Spawn.
Oh, that's right. For those who don't know, Cyan did give him a little... And believe it or not, when Spawn saved her, he basically had Spawn give back the thing. Here's the thing. Spawn visited... In the beginning episode, Spawn did visit his own grave just to see if he was dead or not, because he couldn't believe this shit. Hell, none of us would if we were in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But when he did find out, he found his one ring that said, "I don't want it forever."
Which he still wore when he died.
Yeah, well, of course, you gotta wear that shit to your deathbed. But when Spawn took it out, he kind of pulled on to that ring for a long time to hold some humanity or memory to him. But when he saved Cyan, he gave it to her and had her give it to her mom. Because, and here's the thing, when Wanda asked where she got that ring from, she said the sad man gave it to her. Which is painfully harsh. Well, not painfully harsh, painfully, sadly true. Al Simmons is indeed a sad man.
Not like in an insulting way, but he was, well, pretty damn sad considering what had happened to him.
He's emotionally hurt. He's emotionally hurt. He's emotionally struggling with mental things going on in his mind. He's just a messed up person in general, where he just doesn't know what to do. But go by basic instinct or take some little advice he decides to accept.
But yeah, those are my favorite scenes. Well, that, and there was one more. Basically when Burke the scene with Burke and the police chief in the subway.
Oh yeah, Sam and Twitch. Basically, they just fought on a train and all that, but yeah.
That was another favorite scene right there.
It's a good one. But it's sad to say that scene got ruined again. The sad scene got ruined again because of
It would have been higher
Violator.
on my list of favorite scenes if it weren't for Violator.
But you always gotta add him in because sad to say that was like near the last scene of the series. Anyway, Grassy, what about you?
Favorite scene?
I think my favorite scene was kind of like where Jade and Spawn kind of shared a kiss.
Of course, shipper you.
Can you fucking blame me? I am a shipper for life.
Yes, we can blame you.
Can you stop messing up the gym floors? Anyway.
Never.
Right.
Anyway.
Any other favorites? You massive shipper?
Nope,
What was
that's all.
that? Why am I not surprised? You are a one-trick fucking pony.
Was a one-track mind.
Honestly, this one's a toughie to say because there was a lot of good scenes, like how Spawn confronted Wynn, and not once but twice. Those were good scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy the battle when he fought Overkill and shit.
I did love that one.
I did love the scene where he basically threatened Fat Tony with a gun right next to his fat face. Oh, there was a lot of good scenes and things in general because Spawn is just that great of an animated series. Check it out for yourselves if you guys haven't already. I'm glad I have owned the series on DVD.
I don't blame you.
But yeah, but I guess now what we could talk about is like maybe favorite episodes.
Oh, that is a tough call because a lot of scenes that I mentioned were in different episodes altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were the parts of like, it's really hard to say which one's a favorite of mine, so I can't really say I have a favorite episode altogether. Just mostly like a lot of different notable scenes and clips, so to speak.
I kinda like the finale.
The finale was great. It ended on a good note as well.
Yeah. But if there's one thing that stuck out the most to me, it's where Spawn declares that what he wants at the end of the series.
What are you prepared to do? I pledge everything I own, everything I have left, my heart included. I want my humanity back.
His fucking humanity back. He wants his humanity back. I think we can all agree that was the best.
That was
that
was essentially one of the highlights of his character development right there.
Yep.
Of what he wants back.
Exactly. Like he finally realized what he wanted for his existence, for you know what he truly needed and wanted, and that my hat's off to him on that one.
He knows what he needs and what changes needs. He's probably gonna know what changes need to be done and everything. And hell, if you're wondering if Spawn does get that back, you might as well just start reading the comics from the beginning. Sure, it might not go by how like the animated series go, but the comics give more show to it.
Yeah, there's more substance to it in the comics.
Hell, I'll even give you a little comic panel for free on this one. Crossy can put up a picture of this if I give it to her or something. There was even a time when Wanda even confronted Spawn or something like that, and she asked, "Who are you?" Spawn just simply replied, "Someone who cares." That's all he gives her. No name, no nothing.
Not like he needed to say much, to be fair.
It's not like he didn't need to say much. It's probably because he didn't want to say much because, well, he probably wouldn't know how he would be able to explain how it's him, you know?
True.
But yeah, honestly, I think that's good. Do you guys want to rate this series in general?
Sure.
It has a what rating? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this series?
I would honestly rate it a 9 out of 10. I would have given it a full 10, but Violator basically makes it a detraction.
9 out of 10. 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 9 out of 10.
Okay, we get it.
9 out of 10.
Well, aside from Violator, I gotta give this show a 10 out of 10 in my book, to be honest. It's a perfect 10.
Yeah, like I said, the only reason I gave it a 9 was literally because the only reason it got 1 point less than I would have given it is, again, Violator's existence. Fuck him.
I'm giving it a 10 because, aside from all the annoying characters, the animation was great, the story holds up, the story is fantastic, and I loved the series, the characters, the interactions, the moments.
The characterization, the plot, it was all beautiful. I just wish they could have, at least they didn't put Violator in, every episode.
No, because it would have drove you guys fucking crazy.
It would have given us a 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10, but no. Thank God they didn't do that.
No,
I am legit insane now.
No, you're not.
I'm still giving it 10 out of 10. But yeah, I guess with all those ratings out of the way, this time for the usual question of the end of the review. Does this show still hold up? Abso-fucking-lutely!
Yep, it does. It holds up well. The series itself aged well. If nothing else, this is also a little side note, peeps, in case I didn't mention this earlier. This series was supposed to have a sequel, basically, but unfortunately, it didn't exactly pan out because of legal issues. And on top of that, because of said legal issues, Todd McFarlane had to go through a lot of bullshit to essentially get a green light for getting this series off the ground. And in one of his interviews several years back, he did say he had everything but the music and the studio basically handled for Spawn. So it's literally just a matter of which studio or sponsor is willing to, host a sequel for the animated series. That's literally holding it back right now.
Pretty much. And for those who may be wondering, are we going to review the Spawn movie, the one with 2012 or 2013 that probably came out? I guess we could.
Honestly,
but
maybe. It's a maybe.
It's a maybe. It's not that we don't want to or don't need to, because it does feel reviewish, but honestly, I don't feel like it should be part of a review because, well, in my opinion, it doesn't really do Spawn that much justice.
And
to
you
like
said
the
it came out
comic
in
book.
2013, you said?
I can't remember. It's been a while.
Okay, fair enough. But another thing, guys, do not send us any suggestions for shows that came out after 2010, please. We will not consider it. We're trying to keep it to mostly stuff that either isn't very well known, but the overall criteria is it has to be something from before 2010. We won't take anything else after that.
And most likely, if we do talk about the Spawn thing, we'll probably make a video about the Spawn, comparing the Spawn animated series and the Spawn movie, make comparisons and differences, and talk about it and which we prefer, the movie or the animated series, which is
but
easy.
we're not going. Like I said, we're not going to review anything that was basically produced after 2010. We won't even put that on our list. And please do not send us anything that could potentially put us at risk of copyright. We will immediately throw it out. We're not trying to be dicks about it, but there are because of how YouTube does copyright, we're trying to avoid getting our channel taken down here.
And we don't want to deal with it.
You want to see us review stuff? You can't. Please don't send us copyright stuff. We will not consider it.
But yeah. But any final words, you two?
Honestly, for all it's worth, I definitely enjoyed watching the Spawn series. And much like the curious bastard that I can be at times, I basically wanted to watch more and more of it. And I found myself kind of disappointed that we didn't have another episode right after we finished the series. I'm like, God damn it.
I know, I was so sad. Because I know when he says that line, it's like, and it's over. Because it's a good way to end the series, but god damn it, I want more!
Now I want more. I need to see more of him.
Like I said, the sad part is the sequel series was put in production since 2004. It's just sad that it's only recently we're finally getting somewhere. They finally got somewhere with the series overall. Like, it's almost finished, according to Todd McFarlane himself. It's just there's no studio willing to, sponsor for them right now. Which is kind of dumb because, well, this series has so much potential.
Yeah. You know what? We'll probably see if we can get our friends to binge watch it with us so we can have an excuse to watch it.
We will. We'll have to.
Yeah, but Crossy, anything you want to say?
It actually took me out of my comfort zone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, here's the thing. Before we started reviewing this or even started binge watching, I gave Crossy a warning saying, just a fair warning, Crossy, this stuff is not something you would expect in a cartoon. It goes over the top. And she's like, who do you think I am? I'm fine. A few minutes in, when Spawn breaks that guy's arm and has a gun against his own forehead, she's like, well, goddamn, you weren't kidding. And I was like, no, I told you.
Oh,
It
yeah.
goes over the top.
They don't play, they weren't playing, let's be honest.
No, that's what makes it awesome. But I think that's a good stopping point. Do you two agree?
Yep.
Crossy?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, I guess with all that said, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Retro Warriors. I hope you guys enjoy the fucking Spawn review. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to check it out for yourself because it's amazing and we loved it. And who knows, we might try to do it again for you guys for a stream to rewatch it with all y'all.
Yeah, we might. No guarantees, though, but we might.
But as we said, we're glad we reviewed this for you guys. We are looking forward to Spawn's arrival in Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm gonna have to teach these two more about Spawn because there's a lot of things they need to know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely do some research, basically, as usual.
If anything, I'm gonna have to buy these two some comic books for these guys.
That reminds me. Last I checked, I'm not a mad scientist. If I was a mad scientist, motherfucker, I would have Spawn reaching down your neck right now.
Now you want it. Now you want it. He did. He's not here. Anyway, I'm Justin V. Abe, the leader of the Retro Warriors, and this is Hazard and Crossy, my two cohorts in crime, and this has been Retro Warriors. We'll see you next time on the next episode of Retro Warriors.
Later, peeps.
Later. For the next time on Retro Warriors.
Space.